Josephine Draycott is on the line, and we're going to be talking about her new book, Who Knew the Storm? The New Generation. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
So this book is, of course, a sequel to your original book, Who Knew the Storm?
Indeed.
What was it that inspired you to write a sequel?
Well, I was a huge fan of the book that I based it on, which is Frances Hodgson Burnett's Secret Garden, which is a classic children's novel. And I often wondered as I read it, I've reread it several times as an adult, what happened to the characters at the end of the story? You never find out. So that's where it came from. I just thought, I wonder what happened to them. And then the story began from there.
And did you worry that you would maybe ruin the story, or would you not have released it or not even thought about it unless you knew?
I did my research. I did my research, and I found out that people have actually written sequels to The Secret Garden already. But one of them was actually a sequel for children, and it took place many years later during the Second World War, I believe, and was completely different. The other one, the reviews were so bad, honestly, that I didn't read it. But my book is actually not targeted at children. I decided to write the book, the sequel for adults, actually, so it's not targeted at children at all, interestingly.
And do you think that your book is different from any other sequels there have been? Because obviously it's not geared to children, so there's that.
Yes, mine is a bit mad, actually, to be honest. It's this kind of crazy mixture of pseudo-sci-fi. It's a mixture of all sorts of different influences. Like, I'm very interested in musical theatre. I perform myself, so the idea came about that it would be a mixture of sort of time travel. There's heavily based on the Rocky Horror Picture Show as well, if you know that. So it's kind of, it's how you would imagine maybe if several people got round the dinner table, for example, the director of Back to the Future, Richard O'Brien from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and various other people got together and sort of had a powwow about how the sequel to The Secret Garden would be. It would be a bit like that. So it's kind of a bit crazy. It's very wacky, quite light-hearted as well, I think. So indeed. As I say on the back of if you look at the blurb on the back of my first book, it says, despite being a sincere tribute to Hodgson Burnett's original masterpiece, it is as far removed from her universe as Beetlejuice is from Birmingham. So kids be warned. So it really, you get the idea.
Without giving too much away, what is the overall plot of this sequel?
The children get whisked away at the beginning of the book to a different dimension, shall we say, where they have a series of interesting adventures with a group of aliens. And yes, they have, it sort of opens their mind, really, broadens their horizon, shall we say. And it's really a story about friendship without frontiers. It's all about open-mindedness, acceptance as well. Lots of different themes in there. And it's also a kind of wacky adventure. I was heavily influenced, I think, I don't know if you know Douglas Adams. I think most people do. I'm a huge admirer of his work, and I wanted to write sort of in the style of Douglas Adams. Of course, nobody can write like Douglas Adams, but I wanted it to be... I'm very fond of the sci-fi genre, and obviously heavily influenced by that, but I wanted it to be kind of... I can't write hardcore science fiction, basically, and I wanted it to be science fiction, but very light-hearted, sort of, in the style of Douglas Adams, if you like.
And you mentioned there are several themes in the book. Which themes are the most prominent?
Well, the friendship without frontiers one for sure. People who would normally never get together. Open-mindedness is another one. And also a fundamental belief in the interconnectedness of everything. This was a big theme of Douglas Adams as well. I truly believe as a person that everything is connected, and I think that is very, very obvious in my work.
And do you think that your love for Douglas Adams's work was a big factor factor in you writing a pseudo-science fiction novel?
Definitely, yes. Yeah. I would say that it's all his fault. And it's pity he's not around to read it, because he's a person that I would have loved to have met in real life. So yeah, but many other influence as well, to be honest. Not just Douglas Adams. Big fan of Terry Pratchett as well. Ian M. Banks as a science fiction writer, but also there's my love of musical theatre, music, literature also comes into it as well. So many sources of inspiration, I think, as a writer.
Yes.
And that's another theme, actually, is imagination and creativity in the novel is sort of leitmotif as well in there.
So do you think you'll be publishing a third book anytime soon? Maybe another sequel, or just another book that's separate?
No. There is another sequel on the way. It's already being written as we speak. I've written the first part, and the second part is already germinating. I have a basic plan. Yes, this time it's going to be, it takes the same characters again, but this time it's going to be sci-fi, an interesting mix of sci-fi and Greek mythology.
Ooh.
So I'm currently researching my Greek mythology to get that up to speed, and hopefully it'll be at another wacky romp.
Yeah. Sounds exciting.
Yeah, I think I like the creative process of writing, and I really do find that you get inspiration from those extraordinary places, and quite how it comes about, I don't know, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the writing anyway.
Well, in the meantime, where are we able to find this book, Who Knew the Storm, The New Generation, and also the one before that, Who Knew the Storm, and everything that you'd want us to find?
You can find the book on various platforms, including, well, I suppose Amazon is the main one, Barnes and Noble, Waterstones, various others. They're available in paperback or electronic version also. If you type in my name, if you Google my name, you'll access them very quickly, because I have my own author's website now. So please feel free to have a look. Anyway, they're easily available. So
many thanks for talking to us today. It's been great to have you on.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.